Hello, and welcome to today's edition of the Mililani Minute. This morning I will be reading to you from Psalms 91. So if you want to follow along, please turn to Psalms 91. Now I will be reading from the World English Bible because I like the way the Psalms sound in that particular translation. If you would like a copy of the World English Bible, you can access it on the YouVersion app, or you can download your own copy because it is in the public domain and available for free download. That is the World English Bible. Otherwise, you can follow along in your regular English translation and you will get the same amount of value from it. It just may have a little bit different sound to it. So starting in Psalm 91, verse 1. He who dwells in the secret places of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. For he will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with his feathers. Under his wings you will take refuge. His faithfulness is your shield and rampart. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor the destruction that wastes at noonday. Again, that's just verses 1 through 6. I would encourage you to read the whole psalm. This psalm is known as the Soldier's Psalm, and as you can see, it's because it's talking about the deliverance that God gives His people from these terrors that happen to them. But we're going to focus right there at the beginning, and we're going to apply this to our lives today as we look at it. What is the secret place that he's saying, he who dwells in the secret place? Well, the idea of the secret place here is an image of like a hiding place or a protected place. Those who hide in God's protection, who stay in God's protection, they will be protected by the Almighty. Now the word there it's another name for God, but it's the idea of the all-powerful, the God who is almighty, who's over everything. He is our protector. He is our place where we can find true refuge and deliverance. As we look down to verse 2, this is really where it begins to make an application to our lives. He says, He will be my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. My God in whom I trust. Now our deliverance, both physical deliverance now and spiritual eternal deliverance, comes through trusting in God. This is a theme all through the scriptures. It starts in Genesis. In Genesis chapter 15, verse 6, where it's talking about Abraham, and it says that he believed God and it was accounted to him as righteousness. The idea there, that the belief, that trust, that provides the righteousness, that is that eternal deliverance that is available to us just as it was available to Abraham through our belief in God, our belief in God's promises that He gives us. And then here in the psalm, he's promising not only that eternal deliverance, but our immediate deliverance. Now that deliverance may or may not look how we want it to look at the time, but we can be assured that God will deliver us from our trials if we trust in Him, if we have faith in Him. Now that deliverance may come through entering our eternal deliverance, or it may come through God bringing our trials here on earth to an end. But as we continue forward, verse 3, and this is very important for us right now while we're hunkering down during the COVID time frame. He says, the deliverance from the snare of the fowler or from the deadly pestilence. Now the word pestilence there is the idea of the plague or of diseases. God is our deliverance from our diseases. God is our deliverance from the plague. And in verses 4, 5, and 6, he goes on and he gives another image of our deliverance, of the safety that He provides us as He covers us with His wings and the feathers providing us safety, just like a hen would cover her chicks and protect them from the elements around them. And in verses 5 and 6, we see that list of things that God provides us deliverance from when we trust in Him. And so today I would encourage you to trust in God, to trust in His deliverance for your deliverance, both today and for eternity. Thank you.